want to, since the document's posted and it's kind of the one we referred out, we're trying not to make changes. So then there's a moving target and somebody's saying, oh, you're making changes on the fly. And just trying to avoid all that.
Okay. Gotcha.
So we
Thanks.
see a comment come in or somebody says something at the public hearing and we're in deliberations. And I say, I saw this comment and I agree with this poster. Does anybody agree that we should do this thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our goal
Awesome.
is I definitely keep your own notes, but I'm going to have, in addition to Brian and I on the 5th and 6th, we're going to have Michelle and Amelia there as well, whether they're virtual or they're just keeping a track of all the comments and suggestions so we can tabulate that more quickly and turn it around more quickly.
I think that answers one of the questions I have, which is I'm still going through the most recently posted draft with all the edits. So I have a couple of small feedback here and there. So I'll send that to you guys then. I'll send that to staff. I think that was answered before. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what day the 5th and 6th is. I didn't look. I can't remember. But my goal is to get that like
Tuesday, Wednesday.
So Wednesday. So my goal is
Tuesday, Wednesday.
that Friday, whatever that Friday is, to get you a document back that has all the open items or items for you guys to think about. And then we have the 12th and 13th to deliberate on those items.
Okay. Any other business?
I just wanted to make a comment. I've been reading a lot in the newspaper and various publications and online about affordable housing and some of the solutions that have been put forth. And what was interesting to me, and I know it's late, so I don't want to wax too philosophic, but what was interesting to me was affordable housing to allow people to have some place to live, and affordable housing to allow people to build wealth. And I just wonder what the solution is when every affordable housing situation that I've seen that allows people to get housing that otherwise couldn't afford it, when it's time for them to sell it or otherwise move on, it's price restricted. So it solves one problem in terms of giving a roof over somebody's head, but does nothing for wealth building. And I'm saying this tonight because I think that sometimes people listen to what we say on the zoning commission. And one of the biggest proponents of the affordable housing are the people that are attacking zoning. So I think that there needs to be a two-part solution to this, and I don't know what it is. I'm just raising the issue.
More federal and state funding would be a start.
No, that's true. That is true. But then do the people that get the funding and the ability to go in, do they get the benefit of the appreciation, and then that eliminates it from the affordable housing stock? I don't know what the answer is to that.
These are good thoughts and questions to bring to the affordable housing listening session.
You know, that's kind of why I'm
Right.
saying it tonight, because maybe they'll hear it.
I think and I don't want to belabor things. I
Uh,
read a lot of online comments too. I think one massive misunderstanding is how 830G relates to affordable housing, because 830G is just one. It's really meant to deal with workforce housing. Meant to help people that actually have pretty decent paying jobs, but just the high cost of living in the area is so bad that they can't afford to live in the community where they work. So it's really meant to target that populace, where the affordable housing study is really meant to figure out exactly what all our housing needs are and then come up with strategies on how to address it. And it's not all going to be through zoning, because zoning is not the only vehicle to deal with this. It can't be.
Well, what made me think about it was, I can't remember the name of the developer, but he was interviewed extensively for this article that I read. And he was talking about a 300 acre piece that he was interested in someplace in Connecticut, and talked about this construction techniques. It wasn't modular, but it wasn't the other one either. And how much cheaper he could build houses. And I just wondered to myself, well, what happens when you sell all those? Do the people have to then not get any appreciation and sell it for that same money to somebody else? And you know, it just makes me wonder what the endings on these things are sometimes.
I think I know it's like it sounds like the community fund or something like that, he's a small developer. I might have read the same article, but Richard, I think that the short answer is that most of the affordable housing that's built is rentals. So there is no equity. They're not building things that people can buy. They're just building rentals.
Well, but there are some out there. You know, I'm involved in a
Yes.
situation now where
Any-
a house, were it not in this category, would sell for close to $1 million, and it's going to sell for 178,000.
Yes,
Richard, what I've s-
I
okay.
could attest to that. I'm in that very situation now that's deed restricted.
Yeah.
You're starting to
they're
see
out
some
there.
more creative options, Richard, where the units are more like a co-op, and people
Yeah.
are paying in and getting that money out on the backside of it in sort of like more of an investment sort of vehicle sort of way. So it's not necessarily the money from the transaction, but more of the money you put in it creates some form of equity. I've seen some creative financing options that way.
All right, let's hold,
I can send you some things that I've seen.
let's hold this
I'll send it to you.
conversation for another day.
For an
It's-
earlier
And
day.
It's 10:30.
Yeah, we'll see you
A
tomorrow.
round table with the state
We
delegation.
can ask those great questions tomorrow.
Can I have
If
a
my wife will let me
motion
go
to
out, I
adjourn,
will.
please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move that
Thank
we
you,
adjourn.
Darius. Tammy seconds, all in favor. Thank you for your patience tonight.
Thank you. Thank
Good night, everyone.